Alright, so in our last session, which was Season 4, Episode 9, number 31.6, we have the Champion of Vishnin-shire. You guys had escaped the Cape, and you were in the Woods of the Wild. From there, Barrett used his newly acquired wings to fly up above the trees and just scout out ahead to see what was going on. He was able to see many men in white, and after carrying Palyus back up as well, you were able to both discern that it was actually one of the gangs from the city of Looming Shadow. You were able to get back to the Vishnin-shire, and when you were there, you encountered two guards that, rather than waiting to hear what they had to say, you immediately decided to attack and kill them. You then took their clothes, and you, Palyus and Achilles, dressed in their clothing and used their changeling ability to shapeshift to look like those two gentlemen. You infiltrated the ranks and arrived in the town square where the majority of the citizens had gathered, just in time to see John Milton slain. From there it erupted quickly because it looked as if they were looking for Palyus and Sir Barrett. So the next person up on the stage was Sarah. Barrett took quick action, leaped into the fray, and was able to rescue her while dodging one of the sad flute captain's attacks. It began an epic chase across the rooftops, with Barrett carrying Sarah under his arm, the sad flute captain in chase, and Palyus quickly at their heels. After an unlikely fall, Sarah sustained heavy injuries with Barrett as well, and Palyus was able to distract the sad flute captain long enough for them to grant safety. From there, you guys had actually, but prior to that, you had actually sent Achilles to the gate in his disguised form to try to throw off some of the other guards, and he succeeded. He was able to lure half of the Unity Alliance soldiers outside the gate and lock them, but when the rest of them went to retreat, they were able to encounter him and capture him, and you guys were not able to recover him before they had galloped away on horseback. Although it was a small victory, you guys had felt a large looming defeat, being that Achilles was taken.
Bullshit.
And while standing by the gates, watching the dust trail into the distance from the men that had captured Achilles, you guys heard a faint digging sound around the corner. And it was Gampy, the Vishnin-shire gravedigger, digging the grave for John Milton. You guys had some heartfelt words, and he elected that you guys arrange a town meeting tonight to try to convince the people to allow Palyus to take over leadership of the Vishnin-shire. Because at this point, you already know that in 5 days, they're coming back, because they're hoping that you deliver Regdar and Munith. Miss Milton gave a speech about how no one can fill John's shoes. Gampy gave a speech on how they have to move on, they have to be ready for them to come back. And Lucifer, who's actually the captain of the guard at Vishnin-shire, pretty much gave an apologetic speech because he was not here to help defend.
Very suspicious.
Indeed, Lucifer. At that point, at the town meeting, Miss Milton actually gave you one of John's precious war axes, and dubbed you the title of the Champion of the Vishnin-shire. At that point, the meeting was adjourned. You were pretty much left in full control, and they also gave you the champion's estate in the town center in Vishnin-shire.
I don't remember that thing.
Yeah, I don't
That's
remember
awesome.
that either.
Yeah, we didn't get to that part, but that happened. They gave you the estate, and that's really where you guys had spent the night. We're gonna pick up at the next morning. This is, maybe when you got to the estate, the only thing you did was go to sleep, so you didn't even really look around. You found the master bedroom. It is beautiful, and it has the most luscious bed you've ever laid on. There's a whole bunch of different storerooms here, but you're welcome to explore the castle once you wake up, which is right about when this next music starts. So, you guys wake up. You are in the champion's estate. Palyus, you had a very difficult time sleeping last night because you kept having all these dreams about the horrible things they could be doing to Achilles. And this is day 1. The town is eagerly awaiting your instructions. But you just woke up, so take your time, brush your teeth, whatever you gotta do.
Alright. What do I do? Get up. Oh look, there's Mac. Hey Mac. What's going on?
And Barrett, sleeping on the foot of your bed.
Wait,
Mac
what?
a nice little scratch behind the ears.
Barrett's sleeping at the foot of the bed too?
Yes, they're both sleeping at the foot of your bed.
That's strange.
And
No, you don't have
as
to.
Barrett's still asleep, I hear, corn picker.
My hair.
There are
I get
guest
up
rooms,
and
you don't have to sleep in there.
No, it's okay.
I gently wake Barrett from his slumber.
How do you wake up, Barrett?
My hair. Oh, wings.
Mac does a long stretch, putting his front paws in front and leaning all the way back. The skin around his neck crunches up, and he does a big puppy yawn with his mouth so far open you never thought he'd be able to fit it.
Awesome. Well then, I guess we check out the estate, because it's still... I'm gonna just go ahead and assume that it's butt crack of dawn, because I'm that type of person to wake up super early before anybody else is up. Maybe some of the early farmers are up, but the main populace isn't awake.
I'm
So
a farmer.
we have enough time to go over the estate and see what's available as far as supplies or any sort of weapons or anything that's within my new estate, and then plan accordingly.
Okay. In the estate, and you don't have to roll anything for this, I'll just tell you the general layout. There is one long hallway. It's a 2-story house. On the second floor, and it's a very large house. On the second floor, there is the master bedroom that actually does have indoor plumbing in the room. So
That's
like
fancy.
a primitive master bath, because there's no wall to divide it. So you actually have a tub and a toilet of some primitive kind.
That's so fancy.
Nice.
Also on this room, that one's at the end of the hall by itself. It takes up what would have been 3 rooms. But there is guest rooms. So you have the master, and then you have 10 guest rooms on this floor. That are all not of the same caliber as yours. All 10 of these guest rooms actually share one other room that does have indoor plumbing. So the 10 guest rooms have their own wash area. On the main floor, it's actually quite a bit larger. What I also forgot to mention is your master bedroom does actually have a door that leads out onto a balcony. It's a large outdoor balcony. On the first floor, there are rooms featuring an armory, a sparring room. You also have relaxation quarters. So in there's a billiards table, dartboards. The sparring room actually takes up a very large part of this, by the way. It has training dummies, archery targets, and in this room it does have basic weaponry. So longbow, short bow, great bow, axes, throwing axes. Anything you want to practice with is in that room.
So like one of everything kind of thing?
Yeah, at least one of everything.
Alright, that would be what, 12 different items?
No. There are hundreds of weapons in this room. So there's a far back wall that is covered in weapons, and then on the other side it has the training dummies and such. So you also have a pantry stocked with a kitchen. Let's see.
Alright.
I said the relaxation room. Yeah, I guess that's really it. The sparring room is the biggest part, and it's connected to the armory. The armory is obviously what has all your weapons. It does have suits of armor that are set up in a display. They are functional, but I don't think your character is able to equip scale mail or plate mail, and it is a heavier armor.
Are the people in my town, there's got to be some folk who can wear this stuff.
Yeah, if you were willing to give it away, you could. Most of the gear that's in here is fairly basic, except for those standing suits of armor. Those are special. Perhaps they were worn only by other champions, so they might be sentimental to the people of the village.
Suits of armor. Alright, well, I walk around and take stock of the area. And for some reason, I mean, obviously I'd lived there forever, so I already know about all this stuff, but now recognizing it as, you know, mine to give away and supply the town, with a heavy heart, I accept all these gifts.
Well, we're going to say that it is not common knowledge what is inside the champion's estate.
Really? So
this
it's even
is
heavier than, yeah.
Yeah, this is something that not a lot of people know is actually here, except probably for Miss Milton, who would have also been here, recently. There is also one other thing on this floor. It is an alchemy lab. There are some different herbs that are still here, but for the most part, this room is fairly empty. You would need to stock it to use it. But it works out. I don't think your character has any training in alchemy.
No, I don't think so.
But yeah, Barrett, were you walking around the house with him while he was doing this tour?
I was changing my clothes.
Were you taking his gear?
Yeah, I was just changing my clothes.
You fight barehanded?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If you would like, you could each make an Arcana check. This is really just to see if looking around the armory, you're able to see anything that sticks out as having magical qualities.
20.
I have 16.
You're not magical, motherfucker.
Alright, Barrett, you have found... And again, I'm assuming you're just looking for things that are useful to you at this time.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You found the bracers of the monk. And you found them by this cloth set of armor that, it's not as good as yours, so the rest of the armor was irrelevant. But these bracers were not part of this set. Bracers of the monk.
Uh-huh.
Which allow you to do your flurry of blows ability an additional time per round.
So I can do it 2 times?
That is correct.
Ah, that's cool.
Ooh.
And you had a 16, right?
Yeah. By the way, as an aside note, is that the music from Skyrim?
Yeah, this is.
Yes! I knew I recognized it.
You on the wire?
No, I ain't on the wire.
You're on the wire.
Not on the wire.
I know it's tough to hear with the sound of the air conditioner now.
No, that's fine. You guys are good. Just make sure it's not pointing at the mic.
There's nothing I could do about that.
The mic
it's
circular.
One of those window units?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, hey man, at least you have air conditioning. Tell you what, you didn't have air conditioning, you'd be suffering so heinously right now.
Yeah, no, I'm grateful. Can you close that door, please?
That's the way it is in Alaska. If it gets too warm, that's it. You just have to deal with it. Awful.
With your 16, you were able to find, it's a pair of goggles. We're gonna say...
Where is it right away?
You know what, no, I don't like goggles. Do you currently have anything equipped on your head? Do you have any kind of helmet or anything? It would be on your second page where it shows where your equipment is laid out.
I have nothing on my head.
This hits 1 or 2 creatures. At level 11.
You found the champion's head crest, which is a tight leather headband that has the symbol of the Vishnin-shire, so the Triforce symbol on the front, embroidered in silver. You could just write that in for your head slot item.
I can just put that anywhere?
Yeah, you could put it anywhere, that's fine.
Alright.
The champion's head crest is going to give you an additional +2 to perception checks. And you get a +5 to saving throws against charm, domination, and fear.
Awesome. Champion's Headless.
But that's what you've found that's really useful to you in this armory. You feel like, just picking up the champion's head crest, you feel like there is more parts to this armor. Like this is part of a set. But you don't actually see it here.
I don't know. Do I waste the time searching for it, or do I continue with the task at hand?
It's up to you guys. I'm just the rest of the world.
What time is it?
It's probably like 7:30 a.m.
Shit, we got time. I gotta look for this.
Okay. You could roll perception and just tell me around like where your character would be looking.
Got a 19.
Okay. And around where are you looking? What is your character doing the search?
Well, where did I find the first piece?
The first piece was on like a mannequin in the armory, and it was matched up with a different set of armor. The same thing as like her monk bracers. They were not in the right place.
Well, I'm gonna search the floor to see if there's any sort of loose floorboards or maybe a hatch that can be popped up, or any sort of basement that I currently don't know about.
Okay. And what was your perception check?
I got a 19.
You search around the room, you're looking around on the floor. You don't really see anything that implies there's any kind of hatch or basement beneath the house.
Well, then I checked the back wall for,
The one covered in weapons?
yeah, everything that's covered in weapons and armor and whatnot. I just give that a good once-over and make sure I didn't miss anything. I definitely want to take stock of how many weapons are available to the townspeople, because everybody's been trained, at least a little bit.
I'm going to say that you have approximately 100 assorted weapons. 100 assorted weapons. And I don't mean like, you know, because you might have like a satchel of throwing axes. So maybe there's 10. I'm counting that as 1. So you have 100 weapons to be used by 100 people. Although if you are going to outfit that many people, you may need to make more arrows or bolts.
Yeah, that was my plan. I was going to tell the smithy to start making arrowheads immediately.
Okay.
And also, a bunch of people need to go out and get food and start doing an early harvest if we can, because who knows how long the siege may be. If I don't see anything, then I want to immediately call like another gathering of the elders, or some of the, like, I want to leave Lucifer out of it because I don't trust that scaly son of a bitch. So Mrs. Milton and Gampy, I want them to pick out I want them to pick out 10 people in town who are trustworthy and, you know, not exactly battle hardened. Yeah, tanned. And I want them to pick out, you know, the 10 most trustworthy people. They don't have to be the strongest fighters, but they need to be the smartest people. They need to be able to make a decision quick and on the fly, and they need to be trustworthy with information that I give them, and not to be able to just spread it around to everybody.
So you're going out to tell Miss Milton this?
Yes. My first act is to find Miss Milton and Gampy and let them know that I need to find, you know, the 10 most trustworthy people, most you know, the people who can think about stuff. They're not thinking about battle right up front. They're thinking, you know, they're a little more strategic.
Okay.
So that way I can fill up these 10 guest rooms, and these will be sort of my officers when the battle starts.
Ah, very nice. Okay. While you were searching that weapon wall, and you've taken an inventory, you've already been planning out this strategy, and you're already about to leave to go see Miss Milton, you hear a knock on the front door of the champion's estate.
Does Mac growl?
Mac, well, he's normally a fairly happy dog. He's probably excited that there's company.
Okay.
He wouldn't be the
Dogs
best guard
can tell you a
dog.
lot, man.
Barrett, there was a knock at the door. You're what? Sorry.
I don't know where it is.
I don't know either. And again.
There's a knock at your
Well,
door.
Answer the door.
There's a knock at your door. Better go get it.
All right, Barrett, hang on. I was taking inventory.
There's a knock at the door. David Palyus?
You remembered his name.
I did. Get the door.
I opened the door.
Jesus.
Are you going there with him?
Yeah.
Okay. Mac has also come to the door with you.
Jesus.
Standing at the door, a halfling, a taller halfling, fairly slim for a halfling, long blonde flowing hair, crystal blue eyes. It is Lucifer. He is wearing his black plate mail, and he does have, you know, he's fully stocked, being as the leader or the general of the Vishnin-shire forces here. He has a folder with all sorts of papers in it. Palyus, I know that this is going to be a critical time to be making decisions, and I've gathered some information I would like to review with you prior to making any rash judgments. I am here to help.
I stare him dead in the eyes. I try and read him a little bit. Can I roll a perception check?
I'm gonna roll insight.
It's an insight check, but yeah, you can.
Insight?
You just gotta tell me what you're trying to incite.
I want to know.
He seems good to me.
I gotta know if this is if he's an infiltrator trying to fuck up the town's defenses. Because if so, he's going out of town.
Okay, you
But
could
if not dead.
you could roll for insight. And Barrett, was that also what you were trying to see?
Mm-hmm. Seems good to me.
He seems like a straight shooting arrow.
He seems good to me there, Palyus. We should trust this man. Hey, Palyus, we should trust this man. He won't steer us no wrong. Look at them blue eyes. They match my blue eyes. Blue eyes stick together.
Alright, I got 18.
Okay, he seems like a straight shooter. He doesn't seem to have any malicious intent. He does seem to be here sincerely to actually help.
I told you, Palyus. I told you.
What?
I done told
Alright,
you.
I
don't know why you
Lucifer
didn't invite him in the first. I told you this guy was a straight shooter. I told you that from the beginning. But no, don't listen to Barrett. Barrett can't understand nothing.
Alright, I look at Lucifer and I say, I'm sorry, Lucifer. I know I've treated you unfairly. it seems suspicious that maybe you were out of town during one of the more important battles that this town's ever seen.
It was not one of the more important, it was the most important.
It was the most important!
And like I said...
Why weren't you here?
I was here! What are you talking about?
I was training some of our new scouts. I was out of town. I was near the woods of the wild, in the ridges. And if I had known anything, if I had seen them coming, I would have been the first one on the front lines to greet them.
We were on our way. We should have saw you in the woods then. At least one of the scouts, they're still fresh.
Well, they like he said, he was also in the ridge, so he was actually in, like, the mountainy area and the woods.
Okay.
Let it go. Let it
Well, then
go.
I retract my previous statement.
I...
Alright, come in, Lucifer, please. Enter my new home. Let's get you some breakfast. Let's go over these papers.
He comes in, and while he's walking down the hall after you towards, I guess, the kitchen area, he's still talking to you.
I pour him a cup of coffee.
He starts drinking it. He puts the folder down on the table for now.
Coffee.
I can't... And he looks distraught. Your insight checks will show you... Well, yours won't, Barrett. He looks fine to you. Palyus, you could see that he is broken up about having not been here. And he continues to say, I will do everything that I can. I will give my life for the Vishnin-shire. And for Achilles. I can't apologize to you enough as a friend and a father and a man that I was not there to stop this from happening. And you see him start to shake a little bit with his coffee cup. If I was here, this would have been different. John would be alive.
I'm gonna give
It's
Lucifer a hug.
Nobody, not even I, saw this coming. Hey, but all we have is the moment, right now. We have to prepare the city for the attack that's coming 5 days hence.
You walked up to hug him, Barrett. He doesn't hug you back.
I'm gonna stroke
But
his
he
hair.
doesn't stop you. It's very soft and silky, like a horse's mane.
This feels like horse mane. Got
Thank
nice
you.
hair.
Thank you. I don't think we've been introduced.
My name's Barrett.
Oh, Lucifer, this is my friend Barrett. He is stuck with me these past day and a half.
Barrett, my name is Lucifer. It is nice to meet
I'm
you.
gonna shake his hand with
your
my
three
two
Yes.
less fingers.
He shakes your hand. It doesn't even faze him.
Good man, good man.
He actually has a plate mail on, so you're actually shaking his metal gauntlet. But,
Ooh, that's nice.
yeah, so it's actually warm for a metal suit of armor. Like, his body is very hot.
You're hot.
Thank you.
No, like you're warm. You got a fever there, boy?
Are you feeling his head?
Yeah.
Okay. He does feel warm to the touch a bit, but no, I've always just been warm-blooded.
Interesting.
Yes.
I'm gonna go awkwardly go sit down.
He goes to sit...
So Lucifer, what have you brought to my table here? What are these papers about?
He refills his cup of coffee and then comes to sit down next to you guys at the table. He opens up the folder. There are 400 citizens in the Vishnin-shire. Of that, 60 of them are underage, meaning they have not begun their military training. They are not soldiers. 80 are currently in the active guard, meaning they're essentially between 15 and 19 and are in their training point. Everyone else has already received training and has either paid their time in the guard or has reached the age of retirement. So of all the ones that are left, there's 40 of them who are actually retired. Which is really, for if a halfling lives 100 years, we'll say that for you guys, retired is at 60. So you get the last 40 years of your life to hang out and focus on raising the young.
It's really not enough time.
What?
It's not enough time.
Is there ever enough time?
Time is nothing but relative.
Are you Xing Lucifer? 'Cause he would say different things than I would. I'm sure any single one of those people retired would gladly pick up an axe against the Unity Alliance and the Sad Flutes, against anybody who would raise their hand to our city. But I don't think it's fair of us to ask them of that.
The retired folk, we will we'll ask them, it'll be voluntary. But I feel like the active guard and any citizen, it'll all be voluntary, but the younger folk, it should be a little more apparent they need to step up. Anybody from the age of 20 to 50.
Pretty much from 20 to 60, that leaves you with 280 people. If
Right.
I did my math right. 280 people that are not enlisted, that have already paid their time in the Guard. Those are the ones that I guess you're going to be trying to recruit then.
Alright, so out of 400... Alright, so we need... I'm just going to make a hard and fast decision. We need at least 200 militia ready to go at a drop, a moment's notice. The
Okay.
other 200 who may be underage, made up of underage, middle-aged, retired folk, they need to be either smelting arrows and weapons or going out into the fields and harvesting as much grain, as much food as possible, because we don't know if there's going to be a siege or not. And if there's a siege, we need to have as much food to try and, keep people alive.
Are you enacting Champion's Law?
I don't know Champion's Law. What is Champion's Law?
Champion's Law means that the people forfeit their right to their day-to-day activities and are assigned duties based on the champion's need and Vishnin-shire's need. It has only ever been enacted once before in the history of the Vishnin-shire.
Tell me that story. What were the circumstances surrounding the last time Champion's Law was enacted?
It was before my time, but it was a story that was told to me by John Milton. And he looks down when he says John's name. During this time, Vishnin-shire was led by John Milton's grandfather, whose first name is...
John.
Also John? Was led by his grandfather, John Milton I. At that time, there was activity below Gugradun. They were digging deeper, the dwarves. From this activity, creatures from within the ridge of the wilds became disturbed. They would venture out into the woods and find their way to the Vishnin-shire, and it was not typical kobolds or goblins. It was fierce creatures, wyverns, dragons, rock creatures, giants. So, John Milton I enacted Champion's Law, forced all seniors, underage, to pick up arms and build the wall that is now surrounding this town. At the time, it was sufficient enough to hold them at bay. It's the only reason we have a gate. Vishnin-shire is not a place of war. But I fear that against organized military, our wall will not be enough.
So there is a wall surrounding the town proper?
It's 10 feet high. It's not a big wall, it's not a thick wall, it's not a sturdy wall, but it is a deterrent. And against unorganized creatures, like if a wyvern saw it, it might be able to fly over it. But if it was kobolds or goblins, they might just try to go around it or wait for the gate to open, or stand outside and get shot by arrows. But that's the story that I heard. John Milton I enacted Champion's Law to ensure our people's survival. That's also a large reason why he was hated. Though if it wasn't for his unpopular decision, we might not be here today. Champion's Law.
That's certainly good to know.
What?
Well, we need to. Of these people, I still haven't made a firm decision on whether or not I want to enact Champion's Law. Perhaps we should have another town gathering. And I can discuss this with the people openly.
I will organize this gathering. He closes up his folder and he leaves it on the desk. That is a list of every citizen, in order of trained and competent to old and feeble.
All right, I'll take this. When can I expect the town meeting?
You name the time and I will have everyone assembled.
We'll make it happen at high noon when everybody breaks for lunch.
I will let them know. He stands up. He bows slightly. Palyus, champion. Barrett. It was a pleasure to make your acquaintance, sir. And he walks out.
All right, I want to leave the Champion's Hold, and I want to look at the fortifications around town. Even if it's just a single wall on one side, I gotta know how long it is and how long it may take to dig some sort of trench or moat around it.
Okay. Before you start to leave, there is a paw scratching on your leg. It is Mac, and he is dragging around an empty bowl.
Oh, Mac, I'm so sorry. I go to the pantry, I grab a nice chunk of meat, and I toss it in his bowl.
Okay, he devours it instantly, and then burps. Satisfied. 10. Okay. We'll keep
There's
it
a
going.
good boy.
His tail wags. And he jumps around a little bit. He looks like he's ready to go. He's already at the front door. As you're getting ready to leave, you see Barrett is still sitting at the table. It looks like he has his hands laid over in front of him. He may be praying.
I allow Barrett to pray. He can take as many moments as he needs. I have to... He's a man. He can handle his own, lonely time. I need to go check out these fortifications.
Okay. It's
What,
just...
you want me to come talk to you? I'll come talk to you.
No, I don't want you to talk to me now.
What?
You know what? Whatever. It's just as he finishes praying, so Barrett's ready. He's walking out with you. You could speak,
No, I don't want Josh to know.
Alright. Sometimes what players will do is pass me notes or something. This way, if it's something a player wouldn't know in-game, there's no way that there's any kind of complication. Like, you don't have to think about, oh wait, I don't know that. My character doesn't know that. Sometimes I get text messages while we play.
See, that's never good though, because you never check your fucking phone. Whereas if I text Rich, he'll have his phone on his lap, ready to text back.
I have mine out right now.
Oh, do you?
Yeah. I mean, whatever, you have a pad, that's fine. Okay, so you guys are leaving the building.
As I leave, I ask Barrett, who do you pray to? What faith do you subscribe to?
I already done told you. Palyus? The Southern Baptist of America.
Of America?
No, America.
She will get back to you on a deity. She has to pick one.
Yeah.
Southern Baptist of America. Not America. I don't know what America is. It's America.
Minus the A. Got it.
Yeah.
Well, it seems that you're very devout.
I'm just praying for your soul.
I feel the need to pray as well. If you could just show me the way sometime, I would be greatly appreciated. These are going to be some tough days ahead of us.
Alright.
Very good, Nikki.
Alright, we walk out of the house, and we start looking at the fortifications of the Vishnin-shire.
Before you even get that far, hold on. As you walk out the door, and you guys are talking to each other a little bit, Mac is chasing at your heels. You guys could both roll perception.
$17.
26.
Okay. You both notice that there is actually a small group of some of the older halflings. I'm gonna say that there are 5 of the older, retired halflings that are standing a little distance away that are holding fruits and vegetables, so like tomatoes and lettuce, and you saw it before they started doing it, but they are throwing tomatoes and lettuce at you. Let me just change the music here. But you guys were able to see it, so you could do whatever you want to the vegetables. But when they see you, they start throwing it like, "Boo, you're no champion. You can't even protect your son. How are you gonna protect our city?" Yeah! Oh, wait. No, there's no kids there. No kids there. Yeah!
Well, I don't break stride. Every fruit or tomato that hits me, I let it break upon my chest, and I walk straight to them.
Barrett?
I'm not gonna pull a Stein. I'm just gonna follow.
Alright, so you're just ignoring them completely and going about what you're doing?
No, I walk
He's
to
walking
the
up to
people
them.
who are throwing fruit at me. I want to have a very serious discussion with them right now.
Okay. Can you roll for Intimidate, please? I know it's not what you're trying to do, but it is what you're doing.
Nice. 16, 12, 28.
Of the 5 older retired halflings that are here, as you're walking up and they're throwing everything they have at you, 4 of them actually scurry away, like, "Oh my god, he doesn't care!" One of them is actually still standing there, and as you get, within a close distance, she has thrown her, last tomato. And it has hit you, right on the cheek, so you have a little bit of tomato juice on you.
I'm just gonna brush it off.
You shouldn't be allowed to lead us. You should not be the champion. You're no John. You're no Milton.
Are you a John? Are you Milton?
I'm not gonna claim to be fit to lead, but neither should he. She points at you with a shaking finger.
You better be careful there, sweetie
I
pie.
I agree with you. I am no John Milton. I am Palyus of Vishnin-shire. And I have humble roots here, same as you. And how dare you and others try and... We have a battle coming. I don't think you realize how dire the situation really is. Everyone needs to know.
You should just give them what they want. Take them to the ruins where they found the stone. Give
We
them
don't have what they want.
Give them the people.
They want 2 people that aren't here in our lands.
You should.
They aren't willing to listen to reason. So we have to fight.
She shakes her head. We're doomed. We're gonna die by your hand. We're all gonna die.
Not if we band together. We are many, they are few.
You could roll for diplomacy.
$24.
I don't have faith in you, Palyus. I think you're gonna get us all killed. I think we're all gonna die. And she starts to walk away. We're all gonna die.
Well, then I chase after her and ask her, what would you have me do?
I'm no John Milton either, Palyus. I'm no John Milton. I don't have the answers, but I would give them what they want, because There'll be too many graves if you fight them. When really, if you lead our people to oblivion, there should only be one grave for you. You know her. You don't know too much about her other than that she's like the town crier. She always makes everything dramatic. But her name is Gala. Like the apple. And she just keeps walking. She's out of fruit.
I try and petition Barrett to soothe her soul with some prayer and or religious action.
Barrett?
No, she doesn't deserve prayers.
Is that the monk answer you have?
Yeah.
With sobering thoughts, we move on to check the fortifications.
I'm actually gonna make an attack roll.
Against who?
Against the lady.
Go ahead. If that's what you would want to do.
$26.
And what exactly are you doing?
I'm gonna punch her.
Like where in the back of the head? Like
yeah, knock her prone. Or just give her a good shove.
Alright. So this is as she's saying, there should only be one grave for you. And you push her hard enough that she rolls and ends up on her belly in the dirt.
I'm gonna put my foot on her face. Like the back of her head. Like, you should respect your champion. I'm gonna walk away.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna pray. Because I felt kind of bad doing it. But it needed to be done. She needed to put it in her place.
You guys are walking away to go survey the land. She lays there for like a good minute. And when, nobody really comes up to her, you see her slowly get up and start to limp away.
I'm gonna pray.
Okay.
I'm gonna pray that
you don't have to roll again.
She, like,
She
heals...
has a change of heart.
Yeah, she heals in body and soul fairly quickly.
That's really nice of you. Let me just write down that Barrett attacked the old lady.
But Mikey...
I gotta make notes of character development.
But Mikey... But please...
Please what? It's already written.
But you got an eraser.
No, the eraser's for when I make mistakes. This is a fact. Alright, so what exactly are you looking for? I know you had mentioned about digging a moat, and you want to survey the area?
Yes, I would like to survey the outer edges of the
I'm gonna
city.
pick him up and fly him.
Oh, that's actually a much better
Great
idea.
Josh doesn't think of these things.
You can roll athletics. Really, I just need to know that you don't botch. Alright. You're able to pick him up, and you're flying him around just up in the air. You get a nice aerial shot. And, Vishnin-shire is laid out in a hexagonal shape. So the walls come around and have 6 sides, like the hexagonal suggests. And there are 2 gates that actually open up to allow people in and out of the Vishnin-shire wall. One of which is on the west side, the West Gate, which they call Milton's Gate. And there is another one on the North Gate, which is just called the North Gate. It doesn't have a special name. The rest of the sides are kind of blocked off. They're just walls. But like I said, the walls are only 10 feet high. They're fairly thin. They're coming down in some areas. This wall hasn't really been touched for the last 100 years, other than maybe swapping out some gate moving parts from wear. Like hinges.
But it is enclosed all the way around.
It is enclosed.
Good to know. About how many spaces around?
It's gonna be big. I'm just trying to do some math in my head quick. Because you have 400. we're gonna say each side is about 3,000 feet. If you broke it into a square, 3,000 feet.
That is big.
Well, what is a mile? Like 5,000 something feet?
Yeah. It's 5,100 and something. Yeah. Alright, so we got miles and miles.
The total surrounding area that you would be, touching up on the wall or digging the moat is about 12,000 feet worth of work.
Alright, I'm really getting the feeling that based on this next interaction at the town meeting is if whether or not I decide to enact the law or maybe go out and try and search these two individuals that the enemy is looking for.
Okay. Well, you do have some time before the meeting. I don't know if you guys just want to wait or whatever you want to do. But I'd say right about now it's maybe 10 a.m., 10:30. If there's anything else you wanted to do, or if you just want to pass the time and go to the meeting.
Since I have some time, I'm going to go back to the champion's dwelling, or the champion's hold, and try and look for more of the headband, or the armor that seems to be suggested of the headband.
Okay, so you're gonna go back into the house and just start looking around for walls or switches or something?
Yeah.
Okay. You can go ahead and roll a perception check.
I don't know, it's 17.
Okay. You search the house, you're checking, first floor, second floor. You don't find anything that insinuates any kind of switch or trapdoor. Nothing in here.
Must be kept somewhere else. Is there still time?
There is still time.
I go to John Milton's wife's house and inquire about the headband.
Okay. Just gotta switch up some music here. You are at her front door.
Sounds sad. I knock very lightly at her door.
Come on, knock on my door.
Do you not actually want to talk to her?
No, I do, but I don't want it to sound like the cops are beating down her door, you know?
Okay. You hear a little, feet shuffling inside, and then the door opens up, and she just opens it right up. There's no hesitation. So even your passive perception will tell you she didn't even look to see who it was. She just opened it up. And she's dressed not very well. She's wearing baggy clothes. She's obviously upset. Her eyes
she's in mourning.
Yeah. Her eyes are dark and sunken in a bit, and she's actually holding some tissues in her hand.
I'm gonna give her a hug.
She hugs you back, and she holds on a bit, like she doesn't want to let go for a moment.
I'm not gonna let her go then.
She keeps hugging you then.
Fine.
And then she starts sobbing uncontrollably.
That's fine. I'm not gonna let go till she lets go.
Okay. While she's sobbing, a good 5 minutes go by of her just hysterical in your arms. And then she lets go. I'm sorry. I've been doing this uncontrollably.
It's okay. I'm here for you. I'm gonna stroke her head.
Thank you, Sir Barrett. You're a great man.
Let us pray.
She takes your hands and puts her head down and prays.
I likewise, we form a circle. We all take hands.
Okay. Also, a passerby actually walks up and joins you guys in prayer.
That's not random.
After the prayer is done, which is another couple of minutes, the passerby continues on his way. Thank you. I feel so much better already. I'm sure you came here for a reason, though. There must be something you need of me. You can't just be coming to check on little Miss Milton.
I'm just coming in to check on you.
Oh no, we're both here to check on you.
Want to stroke your head again?
Oh, jeez. She hugs you both. Thank you so much. You have no idea how much it means to me to know that you're just concerned with me, with my well-being.
Absolutely.
Well, I immediately lead into like, well, we're having a meeting at noon of the entire town because we need to make a firm decision on whether or not we're going to fight or if we should search for the two people that the enemies have sought out yesterday.
Lucifer told me about the meeting, and I would rather not attend. I hope you could understand.
That's fine. You don't got to attend.
Yeah, you don't need to be there. It's okay.
I think he was just telling you that it's going to happen. So if you wanted to potentially go, you could.
Whatever you guys decide to do, Palyus, I trust your judgment. Whatever your decision, please just let me know. And I support you wholeheartedly.
Is that because I know that was with the other person. That was with Sarah. Never mind.
Sorry, what?
I think there
I
was.
didn't hear what Nikki said.
Was there a knock?
I don't know. What was that noise?
I think there was a knock at your place.
Oh, that was no, don't worry about that. That was me hitting the can against them.
Oh, okay.
My bad.
Like, what the fuck is that?
She. You guys could come in if you'd like. Please come in.
Alright, we go in, and I immediately take off my headband,
Okay.
and I hold it in my hand in front of her. I'm like, do you know about this?
She brings you into her kitchen as she's holding it and looking at it while she's walking. And you can see that the whole place is disheveled. Like maybe she broke, some of the lanterns. She broke a chair. There's stuff thrown about. And on the kitchen table you can see that there's a whole bunch of sketches and caricatures of her and John. And she has play tickets from maybe one of their dates, and you just see it strewn about on the table.
Oh my god, that's so sad.
Yeah. She's looking at the headdress while she's bringing you in. Oh, yes, John used to wear things like this before. Yes, definitely. I've seen... Well, I haven't seen this particular one, but... It looks like a set, like a uniform he used to wear. Can I get you guys some coffee or something?
Let me make you the coffee.
Oh, that's nice. I don't even know what to have you roll for that. We're gonna say that you know how to make coffee.
I mean, I do know how to make coffee.
If you want to see what quality of coffee you make, you can roll for dungeoneering.
No, that's not fair.
Okay, so you're making
Best
coffee.
coffee we've ever had.
Botched.
Are you drinking some as well?
Yeah. Great coffee.
That does not taste like coffee either.
You take a
it
single.
doesn't.
Fucking told me it tasted like coffee. I'm like, really?
No, hey.
You lied to me.
Guinness does have a bit of a coffee taste to it.
Bullshit. He lies frequently.
I see this.
That's bullshit, alright? Have you tried that Sweet Baby Jesus? Remember the coaster you had underneath your martini at the airport?
Uh-huh.
Sweet Baby Jesus, tell you what, full coffee flavor in that. Guinness, maybe not so much. I can understand your palate isn't as refined as mine.
You lied to me. Lied.
Not for my palate. My palate tasted the coffee. Anyways, so we're all sitting around the table having coffee.
You actually can't even finish the first sip. It is so thick and bitter. It tastes like mud mixed with urine. It's terrible.
You don't like my mud? That's how I drink this.
Miss Milton drinks it.
I cringe a little bit, but I muscle it down.
You drink that coffee.
To not be offensive towards the others in the room.
In that case, you can roll for endurance.
So many laptops everywhere.
Right?
17.
Okay, you feel a little bit of a rumble in your stomach, but you're able to keep it down. You definitely feel like you should not have finished that cup of coffee, but you're okay. You might have some acid reflux later, but that's it. Or explosive diarrhea, whichever.
Probably explosive diarrhea.
She's looking at the head crest. Yes, John definitely had. Maybe it was some kind of chest plate, along with boots. Yeah, he definitely had something. Why, are you looking for it?
Yeah, I was just given the champion's hold, and I stumbled upon this, and I searched the entire hold. I wasn't able to find anything, and I wondered if maybe you knew where the rest of the pieces were, because I sensed that it was one of a set.
Well, you're definitely right. He did have the whole uniform, if you will. The champion's estate, yes. I had totally forgotten that would go to you. You know, John and I had a lot of fun in that estate. A lot of fun over the years.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we certainly did. I think I have the rest of this in our bedroom. I could get it for you if you'd like. I wasn't too sure.
It's not too much of a burden for you, man.
I wasn't
we'll
sure.
need every advantage we can have against the enemy.
Okay. She gets up and goes into her room. And a few minutes later, you hear some, clanging around and some shuffling of drawers and such. And she comes out with some neatly folded armor. Actually, what kind of armor do you use?
Leather?
Oh, you just have leather armor. Okay. She comes out with this neatly folded gear, and she lays it onto the table. And you can see it has the same elegant trim as the head crest. So it is all brown leather, and it has bits of silver studs arranged in a diagonal formation that each have the Triforce symbol on it.
That's so fucking cool.
Yeah. On the back of the tunic, it has one large Triforce symbol made out of the same smaller symbols in array. She puts them on the table. I'd like for you to wear it well, as John did, and use it to bring great things to Vishnin-shire.
I will. His honor will be remembered well.
You know, I wasn't too sure I was ready to part with it, but I feel like you'll do it proud, and you'll uphold the championhood and greatness that has been inside this armor before.
I just recently learned of the Champion's Law, and how in the past it has only been used once, with only under the greatest need, and even so, it was a very unpopular law.
That's
I wonder if you had any insight as to the circumstances surrounding why that law was used.
The best guidance I could offer you, as John always said, that sometimes doing the right thing is not always doing the easy thing. And you will have resistance from the same people you're trying to protect. But that does not mean that your deed to protect them is any less important. And it doesn't mean that you should listen to them. Like, people can be as children, and sometimes you have to do what you know is best for them. But it will be very unpopular, and I will support you through it regardless. She slides the armor over to you, and she lays her hand on yours. We will get through
I
this.
placed my other hand upon hers.
Oh, Barrett put his hand in there too. You can say that. Come on.
No.
can't see that.
Can you see this?
Yeah.
Yeah, but did you know? All right, you know what I mean.
I didn't know that she was reaching over to touch her hand. No.
All right,
Looks like you were just about to stroke him off a little bit.
that's fine. You see her start to tear up again, and then she like kneels down and hugs you both.
I'll give her a nice firm bear hug as well.
The armor, should you choose to take it, this is the leather armor of the champion. It is a +2 magic armor. For you, what that means is it's going to increase your armor class from 22 to 24.
That's nice. That's real nice.
You have champion's head crest and leather armor. You also are going to have the champion's leggings. What?
Nothing. Can't just giggle?
These are going to add a +1 to reflex and a +2 to acrobatics. She also gave you the boots of the champion, which add +1 to speed. So you guys are both some pretty quick mofos right now.
Yeah, no kidding. Yes.
And you are now equipped with the champion's armor.
I equip myself with this armor post haste, so that way when I make my speech later on, people understand.
Now that you have all of these pieces on you, you do feel like you see a little, where the sleeves come down, you can see that there's little clips that look like they would actually connect or overlap with some long gloves, leather gloves. So you could gather that there's still at least one piece missing. But Miss Milton, you know, she tells you that she doesn't know of any other pieces. She didn't even know that there was a head crest. This is still a piece that he wore all the time.
Okay.
You like Miss Milton?
Reflex.
And my hoodie?
I love your hoodie.
I stole it from you. This is your hoodie.
Alright.
You can use it. I like it.
So, how much time is there left in the day?
15 minutes, and then it's time for the meeting.
Before noon, I mean.
15 minutes.
15 minutes.
I go to the house where my wife is to see how she's doing.
Okay. You had left her at Suhaila's house. And when you get there, Suhaila is also she's a nurse at one of the schools, so she's at least able to keep up on her. Let me just change it to some different music here.
Oh, by the way, I confirmed with Rich for Saturday.
Okay.
He said, oh, maybe sometime before. I'm like, yeah, okay.
Okay. You walk into Suhaila's house. Bakshay, you just walking in, or you're gonna knock?
Knock.
Alright. You knock on the door, Suhaila opens. Oh, Palyus! I'm so glad you're here. We were actually just getting ready to go to the meeting. Come on in. She opens the door. And Sir Barrett. Delightful to see you again, although
I'm gonna give her a hug.
this time not dragging anyone unconscious into my home. She hugs you back.
How's Sarah? How's my wife?
Sarah, you could see Sarah from here. She's set up on a little cot in the living room, and there's a whole bunch of bandages, dirty bandages, and clean bandages nearby, along with a bucket of water and a couple of glasses of water. So she's been eating and drinking, and it looks like she's sleeping right now. Well, Suhyla says, she was up most of the night and running a bit of a fever. I was a little worried, but we keep giving her some fluids. I kept cleaning her wounds. She's been doing okay. She has a broken shin, 2 broken ribs, and a dislocated shoulder.
Sorry.
Would another health potion alleviate any of that?
She doesn't need any potion right now. She needs rest.
Well then.
Is it like the belt?
I slowly saunter over toward my wife, sit at the edge of her bed, and try and comfort her as best I can while she's still asleep.
What
I don't want to wake her up, but I want her to know that my presence, is there and that I still care about her.
Okay. Are you gonna hold her hand or anything like that?
Oh no, I'm brushing hair behind her ear and shit.
She's deep in her sleep. You could see her chest rising and falling with very heavy breathing. But as soon as you touch her head, you see her kind of turn her head a little bit, and she sighs softly. But she doesn't wake up.
I kiss her on the forehead, tell her that I love her, and then I get up to go, prepare for the town meeting.
Okay. Suhyla nods goodbye to you on the way out. Sir Barrett?
Thank you. I tell her thank you for everything you've done.
I will keep an eye on her. It's my pleasure.
I appreciate that.
And she opens the door for you. Oh, and I guess she walks out after you because she's going to the same meeting. Okay. Let me just change up your music to make it a little more fitting for you. No, that's not it. That's not it. Alright. The entire town has assembled. You have about 400 people that are in this town center at the stage. And on this stage, it's set up so that it has a little stand for you.
So I can do some politicking?
Yeah. Miss Milton is not there. Lucifer is already on the stage. Gampy is also not there. Or actually...
Yeah, I should have saw him.
You know what? You could see him. He's all the way in the back. He's leaning up against a post. He's going to be the first one to leave, but he's there.
Yeah.
And the stage is already set up for you. Everyone is assembled. A couple of the last-minute people are trickling in. And the stage is set for you. And Sir Barrett.
Alright, I step firmly into the center of the stage. I step in front of the podium, because I don't want to be hidden behind anything. To show off the armor I just acquired from the Miltons. And I address the crowd thusly. People of the Vishnin-shire. We all know that we've all suffered a great loss yesterday. The loss of John Milton. You understand how tough this loss was. I've known him all my life, and he was a great man. Not only him, but his wife. And just recently I was made the champion of the Vishnin-shire. I can't tell you what a heavy burden I take this office, but I know that within 5 days we are going to, whether we're ready or not, there will be a battle brought to our door. I know that the enemy has sought out 2 individuals that we know nothing about. We don't know if they're even in our lands. They could be. We have no idea. So the only recourse that we have now, that I can see, is to protect ourselves as best we can. This armor was given to me by the wife of the man who died yesterday. A great man. You may have recognized it, and some of you may see it on me and think of it in an ill way. But I just want to tell you that I take this armor to protect you.
There's still a very big blood stain on the stage, like feet from where you're standing, is where John Milton was dead yesterday.
Well, I point at that blood stain. This man spilled his blood to protect you, and I am willing to do the same.
Very nice. You could you can go ahead and roll diplomacy, please. Please be a 1.
Crit.
I need to see it.
His
I don't
dice are
believe
weighted.
that. Let me see that. No way.
Damn it! Well, alright, how about this?
Okay. That's good, that's good.
I mean, when I picked it up, it's so damn sensitive. I really need dice. God damn it.
I didn't get a text message with your address this morning.
I will send it to you post-haste, alright? I need to find the address of this sumbitch. Yeah, no, that was...
You hear...
17. Let's just go with that.
You hear some faint...
19 and 7, that's 24.
There is a bit of cheering coming from throughout. There's some murmuring you hear going around in the back. You hear Gala. You immediately recognize her voice. Who's to say there has to be a battle? Why does everything have to escalate to a war? Palyus, the great guardsman, here to lead us into the battle against who? Murderers? Assassins? We're farmers. We tinker. We make lockets.
I didn't bring this battle to our walls. They brought it to us.
That's very good.
And if we're not ready, they will roll over us like a tide that we're unprepared for.
Are you enacting Champion's Law? She says.
How many of you here, the gathered masses, know of Champion's Law?
Most of them raise their hand. There's a couple of the younger ones that have no idea what it is.
You people understand the heavy burden on my shoulders. If I enact Champion's Law, you have to listen to me. I don't want to have to do it. But if you are willing to join me in the effort to protect our kin, to protect our land, we can work together and make sure that these people understand that the Vishnin-shire cannot be messed with lightly. We can push this enemy back. I know we can. Together.
Lucifer steps up with his blonde flowing hair, breezing gently in the wind. And he steps up, and he's still holding his folder. Another folder, I guess, because he left the one at your house.
He just likes folders.
He does like folders. He's a very organized man. Those who will volunteer to protect Vishnin-shire from the potential intruders line up on this side. Those who will not volunteer to protect their homes line up on this side. And you see some people interchangeably shifting about. Of the 400...
Oh, damn it. Is there anything I could say before he said that?
Yeah, you can. Sir Barrett can say something as well if he would so like to.
Well, I just want to follow up with, some of you may think that we are ill-equipped for this battle. I tell you that we have enough weapons. We have the armor available. We have the skill necessary. We have trained every halfling in this hold to protect our land if needs be. The need has arisen. Will you fight with me? And then I look to Barrett and see if Barrett wants to say anything.
In my place.
Really?
It's not my place.
Alright,
I think
now Lucifer can say whatever.
I feel like Palyus has taken you on as one of those 10 advisors. You have a pen on your face.
Do I
So,
really?
if you are going to stay and help, I mean, were you intending to make Barrett one of your 10? Palyus?
Well, Barrett already sleeps at the foot of my bed, so I mean...
I don't know what that means.
It means you're already part of this.
You are a part of this battle.
Oh, wow.
Barrett X'd you, but why?
In the middle of this speech, really? I'm trying to do something.
Don't ask me to make a speech, I don't know.
Well, I look at Barrett.
I
can
teach
see
things.
That in his eyes, he's questioning my ability and or decision. And I quickly whisper to him, "You're one of the strongest warriors in this town right now. We need all the help that we can have. If you could teach even just a small portion of these people how to fight better, it would make all the difference."
I don't think you understand what I do, Palyus. I teach history and some shit I don't even know. Thraste. I don't treat warriors. I don't teach no fighting.
But you could, can't you?
I'm a monk.
You are a monk. You have monk training.
You are a warrior monk.
We will either stand together or fall together. This is Lucifer.
I figured, because you got a deep voice.
Thank you.
You know that was out of game, motherfucker.
It was in-game for me. We will need your help. On the battlefield and off. You are still one man. And if you could make 10 of these soldiers better, I would take that.
Only because you act so nicely.
Do you have any words you'd like to add to perhaps coax these people to join our cause?
I'm gonna walk up. Let us pray.
You can roll religion.
Interesting. I take Barrett's hand in prayer.
9 and 6, whatever that is.
Lucifer does not take hands in prayer. He is not religious. 9
Shocker.
and 6 is 15.
But I'm also gonna roll diplomacy as well.
For the let us pray?
Yeah.
Or are you going to say something in addition to that?
Yeah, I was gonna make a prayer.
Go ahead.
But can I roll diplomacy first?
Yeah. And then you can say whatever it is you wanted to say.
It's gonna be 25.
Okay. And what are you saying?
Archangels of battle. I lost my accent. Archangels of battle. Protect us from the murderers, rapists, and pillagers that will inevitably level the city unless we are bestowed upon by your graces.
That's an intimidate check. What's your intimidate? 15 plus what? You're pretty much scare tactics right now.
5.
So 20.
Do I get a buff because I have 2 less fingers?
No.
You said I would.
You took your own fingers.
Nice.
How's that a scare tactic? I was saying...
Oh, please protect us from the rapists and murderers that are going to take over the city if we don't stop them.
You shouldn't let me speak.
Of the 400 people that are in this town square, the guard, the 80 that are already enlisted, immediately go over to the side that is volunteered. In addition to that, there is an extra 80 of the people who had already maybe retired or served their time. So you have a total of 160 volunteers.
Just because of me?
Between the two of you.
Oh, I see.
Oh wait, I'm sorry, hold on. I forgot to roll one. Make that 200.
Out of the 400?
Out of the 400, 200
That's not bad.
of them have stepped
That's
forward.
400 people in general, or 400 that can fight?
400 total.
Oh,
Some of the ones that
not bad.
volunteered are ones that can't fight.
Oh, not bad, not bad.
Not bad. Got half.
Let me just change this.
That was kind of what I was looking for.
Well, there you go.
For those of you who will be defending our home, stay here in the square for further instruction. For those of you who would rather be at the mercy of our attackers,
Rapists.
you may go about your daily duties. You're dismissed.
Did that bitch?
Well,
Thank
volunteer?
you for your ears.
Did the one who's out of order? Did she volunteer?
what was her name?
I can't remember.
Gala, like the apple.
I don't
She
care.
did not volunteer.
I'm gonna go try and find her.
She's walking away.
I'm going to grab her.
Let go of me!
I'm gonna give you to the rapist first.
How could you say such a thing? You're a horrid man. Horrid, I say.
I'm gonna make an attack roll.
Okay. What were you doing?
I was gonna push
I'd
her
like
to
for
the
you to
ground
tell me
again.
what you're doing before you roll. You're just gonna push her down? You push her so hard that she hits the ground and slides 10 feet. When she rolled,
I
she was
trip.
on her belly when she slid. When she does turn over, she doesn't even get up. She rolls onto her back. You could see there's bits of rock and splinters and other things in her skin, and she has lightly blood on her chest and face and arms from the slide. Oh!
Why are you being a dick?
She's trying to get up and she falls a little bit. She gets up and then she's crawling away.
I'm gonna pick her up.
Okay.
You should play nice. Then shit like this happens, and no one likes to get pushed on the ground. And you theoretically pushed a whole bunch of people on the ground today.
You're a monster.
I'm a religious man. I ain't no monster.
The Maker would frown upon you,
The Maker loves me.
and the devil will greet you with open arms.
I think the devil will greet you first. If you know what I mean.
She's limping away at a pace.
No, I grabbed her.
Oh, you're not letting her go?
No.
Unhand
You
me.
look her dead in the eyes.
Uh-huh. Dead in the eyes.
She's whimpering. Your passive perception will tell you that a couple of the guards are now approaching you. They appear concerned.
I immediately follow up
Okay.
and make sure that the guards don't do anything crazy.
You're gesturing for them to leave it alone?
Yeah.
They obey. They're not getting involved.
We cannot have a naysayer in our company.
That's just
In
love
fact,
from doing
I
that.
walk up to her and I say, if you sow any seeds of doubt, anything within the fighters, the people who are willing to save your life with their own, you will be banished from the Vishnin-shire.
Go for the
Oh
bullshit.
my god.
Is
I
that
don't know. That's
intimidate?
intimidate. Roll the...
Damn right it is.
I'm hungry. You hungry?
It's almost 10. Shouldn't eat now anyway.
16, 28.
28. She stops sobbing almost as quickly as she had started and stands straight up. I will not sow any doubt. I would not wish to create any unnecessary losses during this time of your leadership. I will do as you ask. You will not hear more of me.
I'm gonna let her go.
Alright, I take Gala's hand in mine, and I bid her farewell and thank you.
She doesn't say anything.
I'm gonna apologize.
She just keeps walking. She's not stopping.
I wanna go run after her.
You're faster than her.
I apologize.
Shut up.
She, looking straight, keeps walking.
I'm gonna walk in front of her, backwards, and just yell in her face. I said I'm sorry!
I heard you.
I'm gonna pray for your soul tonight and we'll walk away. And then
You
I'm
can roll
pray.
perception.
25.
Okay. After you say, I'll pray for your soul, and you start to walk away, you hear her mumble when you've already started walking away.
What'd she say?
I'll pray to damn yours.
I'm gonna walk back. That's not very nice.
She's still walking. She's pretty much in front of her house at this point.
I'm gonna go in front of her door before she goes in. Like, that's not very nice.
Please, excuse me.
That's not very nice.
You already said she will not sow any doubt. This is a battle won.
Are you running after him and yelling that?
Yes.
Excuse me, Sir Barrett.
Condescending bitch. I'm gonna walk away.
Do you say that?
Yes.
She goes into her home.
I'm gonna pray.
And you see her draw the curtains close.
21 for religion.
Are you praying for her salvation?
I'm praying for her salvation and my own.
Okay.
Sometimes I can't help myself.
Okay. The meeting is over. You have 200 people waiting in the town square for instructions.
Damn. Man, this is heavy.
We're in a tight spot. I work for no man.
Alright. What time, how long did that take? It's about 1, maybe 2 p.m.?
Yeah, I like that. 2 p.m.
Okay. I go back to the stage again, because I followed Barrett foolishly. And,
That's fine. Lucifer had him under control. He was splitting them into ranks and stuff.
Alright, yeah. Lucifer's still there?
He is still there.
Is Gampy still in the back?
No. He left once the meeting was over.
He left? Okay. Let's see. Well, I already know some of these people in town. So, I know of at least 3 really good warriors. Their names are Zane.
Zane? Is it Zane or Zang?
No, Zane, like,
Zane,
from One Direction.
Z-A-N-E.
Okay.
The next one is Gerald. G-E-R-A-L-D.
Okay.
And the third is Justin.
Someone else who you've known for a while is Aquinas, the one that you met yesterday hiding out in the house, who isn't. He's very, very brave, but he's not very physically capable. So he might be a good warlord.
These 3 people are very physically capable.
Okay.
So, of the 200, I call Zane, Gerald, and Justin up to the stage with me, and this is how I'm gonna lay it out. Of the 197 left, we're gonna split you up into 4 sections of 50.
Okay.
And then of those sections of 50, they're gonna break into 2 more platoons. So it's like 4 companies and then 2 platoons per company of 25.
Okay. So you have 8 companies of 25. And I'm guessing you broke them up into the 4 platoons for a reason. Is it those 3 plus Lucifer, or those 3 plus you?
Those 3 plus me and Lucifer, and then hopefully I'm gonna go talk to Gampy later, because he's been around the longest and he's kind of kept his eyes on the town, and try and get some more insight from him. But as it stands, it's me, Lucifer, Barrett, Justin, Zane, and Gerald. And we're all sort of the leaders of the outfit. And for the rest of the day, we're going to go through each individual testing their sword ability, their long range attacks, and we're all gonna pile into the Champions Hall, and that's where all the training's gonna start. And then after we sort of figure out where each person's skills lie, the strongest warriors will continue training, focusing, honing their skills. They're going to be outfitted with, the best weapons that are still within the hold. And then whoever's left over, which I imagine at this point, maybe a good half to 60% are still pretty good warriors, but the last 40%, so the last 80 are going to go start, they're going to find the weak points in the wall, in the hexagonal wall around town, and immediately start digging trenches and ditches on the outside of the wall. So that way it's just another layer of, defense.
And this is the weak 80? The ones that don't meet, that criteria to be the elite?
Elite warriors. Most of these people, I mean, if they can't swing a sword very well, they'll be able to dig with a pickaxe and a shovel.
Okay.
For damn sure.
Okay.
And at the same time, I want to tell them to, when they go home at night and sleep with their families and, break bread, try and convince. Do what you can. Talk about your hardships of the day. Tell your family members that we're fighting for a good cause. We're fighting for the Vishnin-shire. We need all the help we can get, because if we band together, the more we're together, the stronger our force will be against the evil that's coming against us.
Okay. If you could roll diplomacy just for that. I'm going to also say that funneling 200 of these people in for training and having them go to dig some trenches is actually going to take up the rest of the day.
Right. 23.
Okay. After the first day, you could feel that really that all of your troops still have a very positive attitude. Everybody really is feeling very good about the training. Even the ones that went to dig the ditches actually dug the ditches. You didn't mention that you sent any one of your elites to oversee them doing it, but they did actually do it. Not like they were just hanging out. So at the weak spots in the wall, there are 10-foot deep trenches that have little spiked stockades in them.
Nice.
Let's dig the trenches. How you feel?
Ooh, I need to tell the blacksmith in the town to start making as many arrowheads as he can.
Okay. He could start doing that. He does inform you that he does need the raw materials in order to keep producing, the gear. So...
Okay, so there were 200, and there were hundreds of weapons. So some of that raw material can come from the weapons and or armor from the champion's hold.
You're gonna give some of that up so he can make, the arrowheads and such?
Yeah, because long range weapons in a siege, that's where it's at.
Okay.
You just have a bunch of archers up on the wall smoking people before they even reach the wall.
We're gonna say that if you could surrender, let's just say most of them were melee weapons, you could surrender, of the 100, the 60 melee weapons, and he'll be able to give you more crossbows as well as bolts and arrows for all of your ranged weapons.
60 of the 100, huh?
Yeah.
There's 200 people. Well, I'm going to be outfitted with long range weapons.
The one thing that you're short on regardless is actually the armor. Which, you know.
Well, that's all plate armor. I mean, we could go kill some beasts out in the field and get more leather.
Yeah.
That might be something we're gonna do on day 2.
The blacksmith would also suggest that if you're willing to invest into it, he can actually buy some from Dundale. He could take a wagon, he'll go buy some and bring it back.
Ooh. Yeah, how about we negotiate the 60 down to 40, and then I give him some gold. Whatever gold I have left. Where is it? I have 7 gold left from what John Milton gave me in the beginning.
Okay. He laughs at your 7 gold. That's not enough. So how much of the weapons are you sacrificing to make more ranged as well as munition?
Of the 100, 40.
Okay. Let me see how much gold Lucifer has. Lucifer is able to pony up 130 gold. But, the blacksmith says...
Well, I don't have any gold of my own, like, at this point. I mean, that was just the gold that John gave me.
Let's see what you started with. You started with 3.
Well, all that goes to the effort.
So you... Well, hey, boom, you got 10. Lucifer ended up giving, like, a lot of his savings and everything towards outfitting this. But the blacksmith informs you that in order to equip everybody with armor, it's going to be at least 500. He thinks that he can negotiate it for 500.
I have no idea how we're going to get 500 gold. How long does it take to travel to the next town with, like, goods?
He could be back in 2 days going to Dundale. 1 day to get there, 1 day to get back.
But we need 500 gold.
And so far all you got is Lucifer's 130.
Right.
What do you got?
Are there any banking clans that I could borrow money from?
No.
Alright, yeah. Huh.
We could demand it of the people, says Lucifer. You could invoke Champion's Law.
We're still on day 1. It takes them 2 days to get there.
Unless you're thinking of a bake sale, I don't think you're going to come up with it in time.
Yeah, for sure.
That's really good.
Alright. Yeah, I institute Champion's Law, but only for money, not for service.
Okay. And are you only looking to get the 500, or are you just looking to get as much as you can to put it into the effort?
Just the 500, just what we need to make sure that the people who are fighting for us are well protected and armed. I'm not trying to overstep my bounds, but this is a serious war effort.
Okay. Lucifer draws up a paper. It's actually branded on the side, and you have to sign it to show that Champion's Law is taking effect, commandeering gold to the total amount of 370, paid in denominations by the families until such gold has been met.
I stare at this paper for a good long while, contemplating the actual necessity of it. And then I sign my name and turn away and walk away.
Okay. before even the end of the day, he has gotten the 370 gold that you needed, on top of his 130. And he sends the blacksmith out to go buy armor. So he will return day 3. On the end of day 3. This is actually a good place to stop for the night then. And if you're around tomorrow, we could pick up right here at the start of day 2.
I do believe I'll be around.
Very cool.
Yeah, if you want to play, I'm totally down to play. This shit's getting real. Like I'm having to make actual decisions. People's lives are at stake.
Are you gonna be playing on Saturday when we have everybody together?
Absolutely.
Hell yeah. The name of today's session.
Speaking of, I mean, it's a 3-hour time difference. Like, whenever you guys want to play, I mean, I can wake up, I can be ready whenever.
We're gonna start at 6, so I guess 3
We're
o'clock.
starting at 6?
6, yeah.
Since when?
Sophia's birthday.
Oh, on Saturday. That's right.
We're starting at 6, so it'll be 3 o'clock by you.
But we play
3
all.
PM, I can do it.
But we play all night long.
Yeah?
Oh yeah.
The name of today's session will be The Big Breakdown, Day 1.
By the time it gets closer, it'll just make sense.
What do you mean?
Like for other people.
Yes.
Like the
Oh,
time.
don't worry, it's gonna line
No,
up.
is that how it's gonna play out?
It's gonna line up perfectly.
That's fucking brilliant!
Assuming, of course, that we do play at least one more time. Although I'm sure we'll play, what's today? Monday? Tuesday? So I'm sure we'll play 3 more
I was like,
times.
wait, today's Monday? That sucks.
Yeah,
It's a lot more
that shit
lot more
sucks.
time in Brooklyn than I want to be in.
Excellent. Let's see. You know what I wanted to introduce you guys in every session. Barrett was played by Nikki, and Palyus was played by Josh. And we'll stop here for the night.
Good night.